Hello and welcome back to Setup Phase. Today I will be doing a playthrough of Spirit Island using all the available expansions. I will be playing with Downpour Drenches the World, a high complexity spirit from the Feather and Flame expansion. The Deluge. As the Dahan say, when the very air turns to water, and the sound of rainfall drowns out all but the loudest thunder, at that moment when it could not conceivably pour any more, and then suddenly, impossibly, it is raining twice as much, that is the downpour. Downpour drenches the world, bridges the high skies to the earth below with cascading torrent of rain. It is both the water which brings life and growth, and the water which overwhelms everything, save plants and soil, entwined in each other's protection. While it is sometimes playful and often content, it is at heart a spirit of unrestrained excess. For the setup, we need to put one presence on your starting board in the lowest numbered wetland. Since we're playing with board E, the lowest numbered wetland will be inland number 4. For the growth options, we need to pick one of the 3 available sets. The first one is reclaim cards, gain a power card, and move a presence up to 2 lands away. The second set allows us to add a presence at range 2, another presence at range 2, gain 2 water element tokens, and discard 2 power cards. And the third option allows us to gain a power card, add a presence at range 3, and gain 1 energy. For the special rules, we have Drench the Landscape. Spirit actions and special rule treat your sacred site as wetlands in addition to the printed terrain. This means that if we have a sacred site, for example in a jungle, we can treat that land as well as wetlands. Pour down power across the land. For every 2 water symbols that we have during the fast or the slow power phase, we may either gain 1 energy or repeat one of your land targeting power cards by paying its cost again. It need not target the same land. Use scenario markers or spare game pieces to track use of this rule. We can do it maximum 5 times per turn, no matter how many water symbols we have. I will use these scenario markers to track this. On our presence tracks, on the energy we have water, plant, water, air, water, earth, and to water. And on the card place track, we get to move 1 presence, gain a water symbol, and then move another presence. For innate powers, we have rain and mud suppress conflict, a fast power which we need to target ourselves with. For 1 air and 3 water, each of your presence grants defend 1 and lowers the Han counterattack by 1 total in this land. This will mean that the Dahan do less damage in lands with our presence. For 5 water and 1 earth, each of your presence grants defend 1 and lowers the Han counterattack damage by 1. For 3 air, 9 water, and 2 earth, we get 2 fear, and in your lands, Invaders and the Han have -1 health, up to a minimum of 1. Water nourishes life's growth, a fast power that requires to target any land at range 0. For 3 water and 2 plant elements, we gain 1 energy. You may remove 1 blight by removing 1 of your presence from target land. When we remove blight, we add it back to the blight card. For 5 water, 1 earth, and 2 plants, we gain another energy and we can gather up to 1 Dahan. And for 7 water, 2 earth, and 3 plants, when blight would be added to the target land, instead leave it on the card. For our power cards, we have 3 fast and 1 slow. Dark Sky Loose a Stinging Rain, a fast power card that requires to target a land at range 1, but the range must be measured from a wetland where we have presence. We can isolate the target land and push up to 1 explorer and up to 2 Dahan. Gift of Abundance costs 1 energy to play. It is a fast power card. We need to target another player, but in solo we can target ourselves. Target spirit either gains 2 energy or may repeat 1 power card this turn by paying its cost. Either you or target spirit may add 1 destroyed presence to a wetlands where you have presence. Next we have Unbearable Deluge, a 0-cost power card. It requires to target any land at range 0. We get 1 fear, push to the Han, and defend 3. If the target land is a wetlands, we also isolate it. And the slow power card, it costs 1 energy to play. It's called Foundation Sinks into Mud. It requires to target any land at range 0. We do 2 damage to a town. If the target land is wetland, you may instead deal 1 damage to each town and city. All that remains for the setup is to see where the first explore happens, and it will be in the jungles. Land number 3 because it's coastal, and land number 7 because it already has a town. We now go into the first turn, and we need to start with the growth phase by choosing one of the growth options. I think I need to play more cards, which is always the problem. Okay, I cannot save both of the lands, at least not from what I can see. For the first turn, I will choose the second growth options. Add 2 presences from the presence track, and I will add them to land number 7. Now, because of our special rule, land 7 is both a wetlands and a jungle. I gain 2 water elements, and I must discard 2 power cards. And I will discard Gift of Abundance and Dark Skies Lose a Stinging Rain. I get 1 energy from the energy track. I can move a presence from the card plays track, and I will move the presence in land number 4 to land number 3. I may play 1 card, which will be Foundations Sink into Mud. Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 water symbols, I can do the special rule twice. I can activate Pour Down power across the island, both in slow or fast power phases, and I will wait until we get to the slow power phase to activate it. We go to the Invaders. No Blighted Island. On the first turn, we won't have any event, so I will just discard it. We don't have any fear yet. They don't ravage this turn, but they build in the jungles 1 city in land number 7 and a town in land number 3. And they explore in the wetlands, both in land number 4 and land number 8, because they are adjacent to lands with cities and towns. With their turn completed, we go into our turn, where I should have paid for Foundation 6 into Mud, where we use the card. We need to target a land at range 0. We do 2 damage to a town. If the target is wetlands, you may instead deal 1 damage to each city and town. I will start with land number 3 and do 2 damage to this town. By destroying it, I gain 1 fear. I will use 2 of the water symbols to activate Pour Down power across the land. And for every 2, I can gain an energy, which I will do so. For the second one, I will spend it in order to repeat a power that targets a land by paying its cost again. I only have 1 power. And I will target land number 7. I will deal 2 damage to this town, destroying it and gaining 1 fear. I could have done the second part because we have a sacred site and the jungle counts as wetlands, but I won't do so yet. I complete my turn. Nothing to heal. I discard the cards and I go into the next turn by choosing one of the growth options. Now that I see it, I'm should have kept the other card. Oh well. I will choose the third growth option. Gain 1 power card, add a presence at range 3 and 1 energy. Let's start with the energy. I will gain 1 minor power card, draw 4, choose 1 to keep and discard the others. I will choose Infested Aquifers. If the target land has any disease, 1 damage to each invader. Oh, now that it comes to it, I forgot to add the disease and the beast. If the target land has any disease, 1 damage to each invader, or if the target land is mountains or wetlands, 1 fear and add 1 disease token there. I also need to add 1 presence to the board. And let's add it from the card place track. The presence can be added at range 3. And I will add it to land number 4. I get 1 energy from the energy track. And I can move 1 presence from the card place track. And I will move the presence from land 7 into land 8. I can play 2 cards, and why not play both of them? Infested Aquifers costs 1 energy to play. For the water symbols, I have 1, 2, 3, which means I can do the special rule only once. We go into the fast power phase. I will start with Unbearable Deluge. I get to target a land at range 0. I will target land number 7. I can defend for 3, gain 1 fear, and push to the Han. If the target land is wetlands, it is no longer because I moved the presence and we don't have a sacred site there. I have 3 waters and 1 air. This means that I can do Rain and Mud suppresses conflict. Each of your presence grants defend 1 and lowers the Han counterattack damage by 1 in all the lands that I have presence. And that's it. We go to the Invaders. No Blighted Island. This time we get an event. We are in stage 1. Invaders do not ravage in lands unless there are more invaders than the current terror level. They won't ravage in land number 3 because they have only 1 invader, but they will ravage in land number 7 because there are 2 invaders and the terror level is 1. In each land with beast, 1 damage per beast. There's no one there. In each land, push 1 Dahan per Badlands or Disease tokens to land without Badlands or Disease tokens, but we don't have any. We only have 1 disease in land number 2, but we have no Dahan there. No fear. They get to ravage in the jungles. Because of the event, they don't ravage in land number 3, but they ravage in land number 7. I have 3 defend, plus 1 because of the innate power, enough to block all the damage and prevent adding a blight. They build in the wetlands. 1 town in land number 8 and 1 town in land number 4. And they explore in the sands. 6 and 1. 1 is coastal and 6 is adjacent to lands with cities and towns. Let's move the invader cards. The event is completed. And now I get to do the slow powers, of which I only have Infested Aquifers. I need to target the land at range 0. If the target land has any disease, we get to do 1 damage to each invader. Or if the target land is mountains or wetlands, I get 1 fear and I add a disease. I will target land number 4. It is a wetland. I add 1 disease and gain a fear, which gains me a fear card. I will use 2 of the water symbols in order to repeat this power card by spending its cost again. I will target land number 8, add a disease token, and get 1 fear. I have no more powers to activate, so I end the turn, I discard the cards and return the tokens. I have no more cards in hand, which means I need to do a reclaim action. I take all the discarded cards back. I gain 1 power card, which will be a minor again. And maybe choose the Shore Seeds with Hatred. We must target a coastal land. We get 1 fear, add 1 Badlands and 1 wild token. Badlands adds +1 damage, and the wild token prevents exploration. I also get to move a presence up to 2 away. They will ravage in the wetlands, and I will move the presence from land 7 into land 8. I get 1 energy from the energy track. I get to move 1 presence from the card place track and move it from land 3 back to land 4. I also play 2 cards, but I only have 1 energy to spend on the cards. I cannot yet use the special rule because we are neither in slow or fast power phases. And for the power cards, I choose Unbearable Deluge and Dark Skies Lose a Stinging Rain, which costs 1 energy to play. In the fast powers, I can activate a lot of things. Let's first just check the water symbols. I have 1, 2, 3. So I can use the special ability once. I won't be attacked this turn because I can also activate Rain and Mud Suppresses Conflict. I have 3 water and 1 air, and each of our presence grants 1 defend and lowers the hunt country attack damage by 1. This means that both land 4 and land 8 is protected. Unbearable Deluge will target land number 4. We get 1 fear. We push up to 3 Dahan, but there are no Dahan there. We defend 3, but it won't matter. And I also isolate the land. Isolate means that this land is not connected to any other lands, and it cannot be explored or be a source of explorers. For the Dark Skies Lose Stinging Rain, I need to target the land at range 1 from a presence that is in the wetlands. I will target land number 6. We have presence in land number 4 in wetlands. We isolate that target land again, and we push up to 1 explorer and up to 2 Dahan. Let's push this explorer into land number 4. I also have 1 use of Pour Down Across the Island, and I think I will use it to just get 1 energy. We go to the Invaders. No Blighted Island. Let's see the event. It's a choice event. Let destruction have its way. On each board, remove 1 beast and add 1 disease token. For each board, discard the top minor power card. If it's fast, add a blight. Invaders and Dahan have -1 health to a minimum of 1 this turn. Or fortify the resilience of life. It costs 4 energy per player, aided by animal symbols. On each board, add 1 beast and remove a blight. For each board, discard the top minor power card. If it is slow, we remove 1 blight. Invaders and Dahan have +1 health. The second option costs 4 energy, aided by animal symbols. This means that I would need to pay 4 energy, and it's discounted by animal symbols on cards. For cards in play, it reduces it by 1. For cards that I choose to discard, it reduces it by 2. And for cards that I choose to forget, it reduces the cost by 4. I only have infested aquifers. I could forget it because I have no other way to meet the 4 energy requirements. I won't. I will choose instead the first option. On each board, remove the beast and add 1 disease token. It doesn't say where to add it, so I'm assuming that I can add it anywhere. And I will add it to land number 1. Discard the top minor power. If it's fast, we add 1 blight. It's slow. Invaders and the Han have -1 health this turn. On each board with 4 or more cities and towns, we have that. And 4 or fewer Dahan, we have 5 Dahan. We have a fear this time at terror level 1. Each player pushes up to 1 explorer or city from a land not matching a build card. Okay, I will push the explorer from land number 8 into land number 7. Now for the invaders. They ravage in the wetlands. In land number 8, because of our innate powers, we have defend 1 per presence for a total of 2. It's enough to protect the land and the Dahan. Both of the Dahans attack back with a strength of 2, reduced by 1 because of our innate ability, but it's enough to destroy this town and get us 1 fear. In land number 4, they attack for 2, 3, 4. I get 2 defense because of the presence and another 3 defend because of unbearable deluge, enough to defend this land and not at a blight. They build in the sands, nothing in land number 7, but in land number 8 they would build. I will discard the disease token in order to prevent the build. And they explore in the jungles. Land number 1 because it's coastal, and land number 7 because everybody's there. Let's advance the cards. I have no slow powers. I discard the cards, remove all the tokens, there's nothing to heal, and I move into the next turn. We don't need to worry about the ravage, at least not as it looks now, but we should worry about the build. I will choose the second growth option to add 2 presences, both from the energy track, and I can add them up to a range of 2 away. 1 in land number 5 and the other one in land number 7. I gain 2 water element symbols and I must discard 2 power cards, which will be the shore seeds with hatred and the gift of abundance. I get 1 energy from the energy track. I can move 1 presence, and I will move 1 presence from land number 4 into land number 3, and I can play 2 cards. Both of them cost 1 energy to play. Let's check the water symbols. I have 2 from the cards, 4, 5, 6, which means I have 3 uses of the special rule. In the fast power phase, I only have Rain and Mud suppresses conflict, the second ability, but there won't be any ravage in the lands that I have presence. So we move to the invaders. No blighted island. Urban development. During the next normal ravage, each CT adds +2 damage. If there's no ravage this phase, leave this card face up until one happens. It won't affect us because they will ravage in the sands and there are no cities in the sands. On each board, add 1 disease. Ignore disease during builds this invader phase. And I will add the disease to land number 7. 1 fear per land with invaders where Tahan outnumber towns and cities. We have none. Let's keep it to remember to ignore disease. No fear. Now for the invaders, they ravage in the sands, nothing in 6. In land number 1, they do 1 damage to this Tahan, but it attacks back with the strength of 2, destroying the explorer. They build in the jungles. They build 1 town in land number 3, and they build 1 town in land number 7 because we ignored disease as stated on the event. And they explore on all coastal lands. Let's move the invader cards. And with their turn completed, we can take our slow actions. Start with Foundation 6 into Mud. We need to target land at range 0. And I'll target land 3. We do 2 damage to towns. Destroying it gets us 1 fear, which gets us a fear card. Infested Aquifers allows us to target a land at range 0, and if the target land has disease, we do 1 damage to each invaders. Or if the target land is mountains, we can get 1 fear and add 1 disease. I think I need to choose the first option. Target land number 7, and the land has disease, and I will do 1 damage to each invader. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this card is really good with us. I will spend 1 use of Pour Down across the island to get 1 energy. And the second use in order to play again Infested Aquifers by paying its cost. And I will target again land number 7. I do 1 damage to this town, which gets me 1 fear. And another damage to the city. And for the last one, I will just get 1 more energy. That's it. Discard the cards. Heal everyone. No tokens. And we go to the next turn. Let's discard this event. I have no more cards again. I will choose Reclaim to get the cards back and take another minor power. Or maybe let's take... We really struggle for energy. But then again, I still have a card that I'm not usually using. So let's see the major powers. Maybe there's something cheap that we can use. Oh my god, there's nothing. I think Tsunami will be the best option. In order to take this card, I need to forget 1 card. And I will forget Gift of Abundance. And I can move a presence up to a range of 2. I'll move 1 from land 8 into land 7. And because of the card place track, I can move another presence at range 1, and I will move 1 from 4 to 3. I can play 2 cards, and I get 1 energy from the energy track. And we have Darkening Skies, Lose a Stinging Rain, and Infested Aquifers. Both of them cost 1 energy to play. For the water symbol, we have 4 of them. I have enough to activate Rain and Mud Suppresses Conflict. The first part, each presence granting 1 defense. This will protect the lands. For Dark Skies, Lose a Stinging Rain, I will target land number 1. I need to target a land at range 1 from a land that has a presence and it's a wetland. But because of our special ability, we have a sacred site in land number 7, so this counts as wetlands as well. I will target land 1, as I said. I get to push 1 explorer. And I will push it into land number 5 and up to the Han, but I won't. We are now done with the fast powers. For the invaders, no blighted island. Let's see the event. We are still at terror level 1. On each board, add 1 explorer to a land without invaders or the Han. This will be only land number 6. Each beast, we don't have any beasts. Each spirit with at least 3 Dahan among all its lands may use a slow power now. I have a lot of Dahans, and the only slow power is infested aquifers. Honestly, I don't think it will help, but sure, let's use it now. I need to target land range 0. I will target land number 5. Because it's a mountain, I get 1 fear and I add 1 disease token. For the fear, at terror level 1 again. Each player adds 1 strife in a land not matching a ravage card. Perfect. I will add it to this city. Strife prevents the specific piece from doing damage. Now for the invaders. They ravage in the jungles. In land number 7, we have 2 presences, and because of our innate power, we defend for 2. They deal 1 damage, not enough to add a blight. In land number 3, it's the same thing. We have 2 defend. They deal 3 damage. 1 goes through to the land and to the Dahan. And Dahan attack back for 4, but because of our innate power, it's reduced by 1. But still 3, it's enough to destroy these explorers. They now build in the coastal lands. They would build in land number 2, but we remove this disease token to prevent the build. Nothing in land number 1 or 3. And they explore in the mountain. Land 2 is coastal and land 5 is adjacent to lands with cities and towns. I don't have anything more to do in the fast power because I used this ability before, but I could just get rid of all of them. Let's move the invader cards first. And I think I will. I will spend 1 charge of pour down across the land to gain 1 energy. And with that energy, I will pay to use infested aquifers again. I will target land number 5, and if the target land has any disease, deal 1 damage to each invader, enough to destroy these 2 explorers. Now I end my turn. I heal the invaders, I discard the cards, and we go to the next turn. They will ravage in the coastal, so in land number 2. I will choose the second growth option, add 2 presences at range 2. And I will add 1 to land number 2 and maybe 1 to land number 4. I get 2 water symbols and I have to discard 2 cards. 1 will be the major and the other one will be the Shore's Seat with Hatred. I can now play 2 cards, which are the only ones that I can play, but before that I need to get my energy, which is 2. And I can also move 1 presence. I will move 1 from land number 5 into land number 2. I play the cards, I need to pay for them, which is only 1 for Foundation Sink into Mud. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 water symbols. Still 3 activations. That's it for the spirit phase. Let's go to the fast powers. I have Unbearable Deluge. I need to target a land at range 0. I will target land number 2. I get 1 fear. Push to the Han, but there are no Dahan there. Defend 3. And because it's a wetland, due to our special ability, we also isolate the land. I will spend 1 charge for pour down across the island in order to repeat a power targeting a land, and I will repeat Unbearable Deluge into land number 3. This time, I again get one fear, which gets me a fear card and moves us to terror level 2. I must push to the Han, and I will push them in land number 2. I defend 3, and it is also isolated. For the innate powers, I can activate both of the abilities for Rain Mud suppresses conflict in order to grant 2 defend for each presence, but I think I won't activate it this turn, even though I could. We only have one planned for the second one. I'm done with the fast. Let's move to the Invaders. No Blighted Island. Let's see the event. No. Well, that's what I get for choosing not to use the ability. On each land, add 1 city to a coastal land with a city. On each board, add 1 disease to a coastal land with the most cities and towns. In that land, 3 damage to the Han. Oh my god. So bad. This destroys 1 Dahan and deals 1 damage to the other Dahan. Each spirit may push 1 presence from a land with Dahan, 2 damage in the land pushed to. Oh, come on. The only option is either from land number 2 or land number 8. I will push it from land number 8 into land number 6 and do 2 damage to this explorer, destroying it. Okay. This is bad. Let's see the fear, maybe it saves us at terror level 2. Each player may push up to 3 explorers or cities from an inland land. No, not an inland land. Fine, let's push 2 of them and another one. Let's concentrate everything into 1 land. Okay, that's it for the explorers. They ravage in all coastals. Nothing in land 1, nothing in land 3. In land number 2, they deal 3, 4, 5 damage. This other city has a stripe, so it deals 0 damage. 5 damage, I defend it for 3 because I didn't use the special ability. It's enough to destroy this Dahan and the presence and add a blight. And the strife gets removed. That's done with the ravage. They will build in the mountains, nothing in land number 5. In land number 2, I remove the disease token to prevent the build. And they explore in the wetlands, which is 8 and 4. Let's move the invader cards. And I only have Foundation Seek into Mud as a slow power. At range 0, I will target land number 7. The target land is a wetland. I will do 2 damage to this town and get 1 fear. And for the 2 charges for pour down power across the land, I will get 2 energy. Let's heal, but there's nothing. Let's return the tokens and discard the cards. For the next turn, I have no more cards. I will choose Reclaim, gain 1 minor power card. We go with Major again? Sure. Let's do another Major. And I will choose Winds of Rust and Atrophy. It requires to target a land at range 3 from a sacred site. I get 1 fear, defend 6, replace 1 city with a town or a town with an explorer. And if I have 3 air, 3 water, and 2 animal tokens, I can repeat this power. And I will forget the tsunami because there's no way that I will be able to play it. I also get to move a presence up to a range of 2. And let's move 1 from land 3 into land 2. And I also get to move one presence because of the card place track. And I will move another one into land number 3. I get 2 energy. And I get to play 2 cards. I think I will play the Winds of Rust and Atrophy. And my favorite, Infested Aquifers. 3 energy for the major, 1 for the other one. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 2 charges of the special ability. For the fast powers, I will start with the major power card. I need to target a land at range 3 from a sacred site. I will just target land number 2. Now, instead of Infested Aquifers, I will play Unbearable Deluge, because I'm afraid it would happen like last time. We still are at the Winds of Rust and Atrophy. I can replace 1 city with a town. Ah, no, I don't need to. It's fine like this. I forgot it does defend. Get 1 fear and defend 6, which will be enough in this land. I have 2 air and 3 water, 5 water and 1 mountain. I also get to defend for 2 for each of my presents. And that's it for the fast. Let's go to the Invaders. No Blighted Island. The event card is another choice. The Han have plus 10 health this turn. In lands with the Han, Invaders also have plus 1 health this turn, or a cost of 4 energy per player aided by Earth. Defend from spirits is 4 lower per land this turn, up to a minimum of 0. During one future spirit phase, players may jointly decide to grant defend 4 to all lands that turn. Now I think I have enough defense this turn. I will choose the first option. The Han have plus 10 health, and in lands with the Han, Invaders have plus 1 health, because it won't affect us at all. For each land with beast, we have none. On each board with 4 or more cities and towns, we have 3. We are done with the event. No fear. Invaders. They ravage in the mountains. Nothing in land number 5. In land number 2, they do 2, 4. They do 3, 5, 6, 7. I defend for 6 plus a lot from my innate power. It's enough to not add a blight. They build in the wetlands. Nothing in land number 8 because I discard the disease token, and the same for land number 4. And they explore in the jungles and sands. Jungle. Jungle. And here as well. Let's move the invader cards. And now is our turn. I will use Infested Aquifers at range 0 in land number 7 to deal 1 damage to each invader, destroying these explorers and dealing 1 damage to the city. And for the other 2, I will just get 2 energy. I end the turn. Let's return the tokens. Let's heal this city, discard the cards. Next turn, I will choose the second growth option, and I will add 2 presences from the card place track. I need to add them at range 2, maybe 1 in land number 3 and 1 in land number 1. I get 2 water symbols. I must discard 2 cards. And I will discard Unbearable Deluge and the Shore Sits with Hatred. And I can play 3 cards, but I only have 2. Each costs 1 energy. Let's count the water symbols. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 3 charges. In the fast powers, I can play Dark Skies, lose a Stinging Rain. I need to target land at range 1 from a land with presence in wetlands. This is the land, well, I think it's easier like this. This is the land with the presence in wetlands because of our special rule. I will target land number 3. I get to push 1 explorer and up to 2 Dahan, but only 1, it's enough. I will spend 1 charge in order to pay 1 energy to repeat this power into land number 1 and push this one here. And up to Dahan, sure, let's push this Dahan here. And that's it. I have 2 air and a lot of water. I have 5 water and an earth. So I get defend 2 in each of my lands for each presence. I'm done with the fast. Let's go to the Invaders. No blighted island. The island is still healthy. On the single board with the most cities and towns, well, it's only 1, add 1 down per player split between as many different lands as possible. Well, it's only 1 player, so 1 land. Or 1 town. Where do I want it? They will build in the jungles and the sands, but they will ravage. Oh my god, there's nowhere good. Okay, everybody to the party in land number 2. On each board, add 1 beast to the sands with the most invaders, 1 fear if invaders are present there. This will be land number 6, and I get a fear. When invaders ravage, if the land has Dahan, defend 1 plus defend 1 per adjacent Dahan. Okay, that's with the event Ravage. In land number 8, we have the event for defend the Dahan attack and destroy this explorer. And in land number 4, it does only 1 damage, not enough to add a blight, and there are no Dahans to attack back. They build in the jungles and the sands. Nothing in land number 1, in land number 3, nothing. In land number 7, they would build, but I spent this disease token to prevent the build. And in land number 6, they build 1 town. And they explore in the sands and the wetlands. So 1, 4, 6, and 8. Let's move the invader cards and go to the slow powers. I will use Foundation Seek into Mud. I will target land number 6 to do 2 damage to this city, to this town. Destroying it gets 1 fear, which gets me 1 fear card. And I will use the 2 charges for 2 energy. I end my turn, nothing to heal. I discard the cards. And I go into the next phase where I need to reclaim the cards. I get 1 power card. Let's go for a minor this time. I will choose Weep for what is lost. It requires to target a land at range 1 with Blight, and I get 1 fear per invader type present, and I may push 1 explorer or town per Blight. I get to move a presence up to a range of 2, and I will move 1 presence from land number 2 into land number 4. I get 2 energy from the energy track, and I can move 2 presences 1 range. I will move this one from land number 3 into land number 4, and for the second one into land number 6. I can now play 3 cards. I will choose Infested Aquifers, Weep for What is Lost, and Unbearable Deluge. The first one costs 1 energy to play. Let's check the water symbols. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 3 uses. In the fast power, I have Unbearable Deluge. I need to target a land at range 0. Maybe I shouldn't have moved this present. Let's move this one here, because nothing changed on the board. I target land number 8. I get 1 fear. I have to push to the Hans, and I also defend 3 and isolate the land. For the innate powers, I have both of them. For rain and mud suppresses conflict, so I have 2 defense for each present on each of my lands. I'm done with the fast powers. Let's go to the Invaders, no blighted island. Let's see the event. Choose a land with cities, build there. I'm fine with it. I will build another city in land number 2. On each board, push up to 2 explorers or 1 town from a land with beast. No, they can stay there. On each board, gather 1 Dahan into a land with Dahan. In that land, defend 1 per Dahan. Sure. And we're done with this. For the fear, at Terra level 2, each player chooses a different land with Dahan. In each, 1 damage and defend 3. I will choose land number 6 and I do 1 damage and defend 3. Now for the Invaders. They ravage in the jungles. In land number 7, I have 1 presence for 2 defend, enough to prevent adding a blight because the city attacks with 3, and nothing land number 3. In the sands, in land number 6, they would do 1 damage. I prevent 2 because of the presence, and the Han attack back, destroying this explorer even though they do 2 less damage. And in land number 1, I defend for 2. Building. In the sands, 1 town in land number 1, nothing in land number 6. In the wetlands, 1 town and another town. And they explore in the mountains and the wetlands. So basically everywhere. Now for the slows. I will start with Weep for What is Lost. And I will choose to target land number 2 because it has a blight, 1 fear per invader present. We have 3 types of invaders, 3 fear, 1 fear card. I will choose Infested Aquifers to target the same land, land 2. If the target land is mountains or wetlands, which it is, 1 fear and add 1 disease token. I now have 3 charges for pour down power across the land, and I will use all of them to repeat Infested Aquifers 3 times by paying the cost, which is 3 energy. And for each of the repeat, I will choose the first option. If the target land has disease, 1 damage to each invaders. I will choose land number 2. I will do 3 damage to each invader. Explorers have only 1 health, they're gone. Towns have 2 health, they're gone and generate 2 fear. And the cities have 3 health, they're gone and they generate 2 fear each, which gets me 1 fear card and moves me to Terra level 2. I'm done with my turn. I will discard the cards and return the tokens. Oh wait, land number 8 was isolated, so it doesn't get explored. Back to my turn. I can win this turn by choosing the 3rd growth option. I get 1 energy. I can add a presence at range 3. It doesn't matter. I can get a card, but it won't matter. I get 2 more energy from the energy track. I can move presence. I won't. I only need to play Winds of Rust and Atrophy, and I have exactly 3 energy to pay for it. In a land at range 3 from a sacred site, choosing land number 7, I get 1 fear, which gets me a fear card. I defend 6, but the most important part, I can replace 1 city with a town. Since I am at terror level 3, the requirement for winning is removing all the cities, which I have done. Thank you so much for spending your time with me during this wild ride in Spirit Island. I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. Have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.